I'll never be well again, love. Not in this world, anyway.
You don't look so bad, Mrs. Conroy.
What have looks got to do with it? Pickup's meat looks good, but you try chewing it, especially with a set like mine. You know, I've been back 5 times with them. 5 times. You would think, wouldn't you, that if they could build Concord, they could make a pair of dentures fit.
Oh, yes, you would, Mrs. Conroy.
Oh, heard his latest, have you?
Whose?
My old man's.
No.
Only sent up for a book on how to train that dog of his.
Well?
Bloody dog ate it.
Mrs. Conroy. By heck, you don't half get 'em in here. She frightened a mercenary, she will. Give us a packet of fags.
I thought you'd stop smoking.
Yes, well, I had this big emotional crisis last night and I need a little help from a friend.
Oh, you are silly, you know. Bet it's killing more and more women every year.
You're right.
And what's going to happen when you become a grandma?
Eh?
Well, smelling of cigarette ash instead of lavender water.
Shut up, Mavis, and just give 'em us. I mean, the chances of me ever becoming a grandma are pretty remote, so I don't see it matters.
Things picked up, did they, last night after I saw you?
No.
Well, I thought you said you went through an emotional crisis.
Well, not me exactly, the person that I was with. And I went through it with him, so the effect was the same. I felt dead miserable.
Him?
Forget it, love. Well, in the wake of Len Fairclough.
Well, you should know.
Oh, I do.
Listen, Mavis, I'm sorry I weren't down sooner, but I am feeling a little delicate this morning.
That's all right, Rita, I understand.
Understand what?
Well, last night, why are you feeling delicate?
Why?
Well, last night.
You said that.
Well, Mr. Fairclough.
And?
Here.
Go on.
Well, up there in your flat.
For your information, Sunshine, I am suffering from a touch of the sniffles. All right.
Yes, Rita.
What are the chances of Len getting it?
Not much.
Oh, dear. Your night must have been a bigger flop than mine, then.
Oh, I doubt that. As a matter of fact, it was quite pleasant.
I'm so glad for you. Ta-ta.
Ta-ra.
By the way, have you heard? Young Deirdre's expecting.
Deirdre? Oh, how lovely.
Yeah. I feel much better now I've had a wash. Almost human, in fact. Mavis.
Oh, what?
By 2 subjects guaranteed to fuzz her eyeballs. Marriage and babies. No, I tell a lie, there is a 3rd. Whipped cream walnut.
Oh, you must admit, though, Rita, having your first baby, oh, it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Depends, doesn't it?
What happens?
Oh, all sorts. Like, if you wed.
Oh, Deirdre's married, happily married.
If you know father.
Oh, Rita.
It happened.
Well, I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Talking about me again. I'll just take my paper, love.
No, we were not talking about you, and definitely not talking about him.
Hey, Deirdre's going to have a baby.
She's not. Hey, that's great,
I think
isn't
it's
it?
marvellous.
Who for, eh? Who for? Not for the poor little mite. Bringing the kid into this world, they want shooting.
Supposing your father had said that when you were just a twinkle in your mother's eye.
He was never a twinkle in his mother's eye, more like half a brick. Now, Mr. Tatlock, what can I get you?
Note, I'm with him.
You were inseparable, did you know?
Yeah, because she's taking me to introduce me to a pal of his. They've just had a death in the family, see, and they're selling off some clothes cheap. Second-hand clothes, that's all I can afford. Me and hundreds of pensioners. And tell Deirdre's baby that. And I reckon she'll want to go back to being a twinkle in its mother's eye.
Sorry about that.
Do you know, I reckon Albert could put the dampers on a pools winner whose wife had just run off with Ratcatcher. Hello, here's a lovely mother-to-be.
Eh? Congratulations. Oh, you are lucky. Was it planned, or was it a night? I mean, was it an accident?
Mavis?
I'm only asking.
I take it from all that you think I'm in the club, aren't you? No. No.
Ah.
And I was, well, he always was a bit stroppy, wasn't he? You won? What, today? Down here? Oh, no, it's your business. No, I don't think so, no. Well, no, it's yeah, well, all right, if you don't mind mucking in. By the heck, I really mean mucking in. Yeah. Yeah, when? Yeah, okay, what time? All right, yeah, okay. Oh, no, it's just a bit of a surprise, that's all. All right. Yeah. Yep, so long. What a flipping tip. Bedroom. Oh, dear. Sheets. How did they get there? Oh, no.
How wonderful you are. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. La, la, la,
Oh, Hilda, there you are, love.
Oh, hello, then. Drawn here compulsory, was you?
Eh?
By me singing. You know, the way them singing sirens used to draw unsuspecting sailors to their dooms.
No, I've got a bit of a business proposition to put to you.
Oh, aye. Don't tell me, let me guess. You want a lady partner for the mayor's ball? I don't know as I can fit it in. I'm pretty well booked up with this escort agency, you see.
No, it's my house. It's a bit of a tip, and I'd like you to clean it up for me.
Oh, in case you found dead in it?
Eh?
Never mind. Do you want the whole house doing?
No, just the living room and the back bedroom.
But you sleep in the front bedroom. I know, because I've seen you up there doing your physical jerks, wearing them little red underpants.
Just the back bedroom, love.
Who are you expecting?
Who says I am?
Well, you must be, mustn't you? I mean, if you sleep in the front bedroom and it's the back, you won't do it.
What does it matter?
Well, of course it does. I mean, if it's a fella, I won't have to try very hard, will I? But if it's a lady...
Look, will you do it?
How much?
Well, the normal rate, plus £1.
When?
Now.
Plus £2.
All right, you're on.
Right. Hey! Not had to get married, have you?
Hey, kid.
Hello, Len. Where have you been all morning?
That's a good question. There's a list of folks as long as your arm been wanting you.
You've got a dryer, haven't you?
Hair dryer?
No, clothes dryer.
Yeah, my mama's.
What is this?
Could you dry what's in here for me?
What's in there?
Sheets.
Why are they wet, Len?
I've just wet them.
Ah, diddums.
Down the laundrette. The flipping dryer's a bust.
Yeah, I'll dry 'em for you. I'll take 'em home with me tonight.
Now.
What's the hurry?
Go on.
I'm on me dinner hour.
She is.
Oh, please.
Why?
Look, I'm talking to Mrs. Langton. It won't take you a minute, will it?
Oh, all right, then. I'll be as quick as I can.
Yeah, drop them back to my place, will you?
Yeah, OK.
You've got Dotty, Leonard, at last.
Yeah.
They are your sheets.
No, yours.
What were all that about?
Search me. Les is doing a bit of spring cleaning.
Been washing sheets, he said.
Yeah.
For a bed?
Well, what else?
I bet he's got a bird down there.
No.
Why not?
Land's birds aren't all that fussy about sheets. They're not all that fussy. I mean, who should know better than you, darling?
You want to watch it, Langton, or you'll not live long enough to see your sprog.
Is that right? Here. Your turn to buy me a pint.
Oh, Hilda, that's great. Oh, you're a little darling.
Oh, hey, you watch your language. I mean, we are in a bedroom, and a bed's as good as a wink to a desperate woman.
You're desperate. Living with Stanley. I thought it was a drug to him.
Yeah, flipping chloroform. Do you know he's asleep before I get to bed? And the only way I can wake him up in the morning is to waft a bacon butty under his nose, so what chance have I got? Well, all right for you, is it?
That's just the jobby, that, love. Yeah, what do I owe you?
Going rate plus £3.
2.
Oh, Oh, yeah, true, that's right. Slip of the tongue.
Yeah, well, how much is that altogether?
Oh, well, let's say 4 hours.
3 hours, and that's top whack.
3 hours at 90p.
90? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, it's between 60 and 90, depending on the employer. Annie Walker pays 60.
Well, let's split the difference and call it 75, eh?
Briar, don't let the bosses grind you down. How can you avoid it? Right, then. That's 3 hours at 75 is...
It's 225.
225. Well, yeah, call it 250. Plus 2 quid, that's 450. And cheap at the price.
Right, then. 4
Thank you.
and
50.
50.
Thank you. Who did you say you was expecting?
I didn't.
Well, you're expecting somebody.
Am I?
Hey, not,
Who?
well, whoever it is you've been telling lies and saying size to.
Hilda, you know, you're much too clever for me. You're much too smart. That's exactly who I am expecting.
Oh, yeah, but who is she?
Oh, have you done them for me?
Of course I have.
You're a darling, you've saved me life.
What do you want them in such a hurry for anyway? Haven't you got any more sheets?
Oh, you see, it's like this. Hang on.
Oh, hello, Deirdre. I was just going. I've been cleaning up for him.
Hilda, before you go,
Yeah?
you know that 25p you've just conned me out of?
What, 25p?
You can earn it by putting these on that bed.
Oh, pink sheets, eh? You don't want me to give him a squirt to channel number 5 and all, do you?
Whatever turns you on.
You know, I'm not sure I should be a party to this.
To what?
Whatever it is you've got in mind.
What have you got in mind, Mr. Fairclough?
Hang on.
Ah, that told you, Lamb Fairclough.
They test you for 24 allergies altogether.
As many as that?
Pollen, dogs, cats, all them.
How many were you allergic to?
The lot.
Oh, you can't be.
I am.
You can be allergic to husbands as well, you know.
Oh, don't be silly, Reese.
It's a fact.
Well, how can they tell? I mean, what tests?
Well, they couldn't in your case because you haven't got one.
Well, neither of you.
Don't hit below the suspender belt.
Hey, how come neither of you got married?
Oh.
It's a simple enough question. How come neither of you got married? I mean, you're old enough. A lot old enough.
I think I'll stick that cheeky face in that coffee in a minute. Well, you first, Mavis.
What?
Answer the little lady's question.
Well, I haven't been proposed to, have I?
Not once.
Well, have you or something?
Only last night. Well, you see, I met him Saturday and he gave me this ring. And then last night, Sunday, he asked me to marry him.
What did you say?
Well, I told him I preferred his mate.
Well, I haven't been proposed to. Well, except for Carlos, and he didn't mean it. Oh, unless you count Mr. Eccleston.
Who's the hell's Mr. Eccleston?
He was Sunday school superintendent. We got left behind on a picnic to Rill. He said he'd marry me if we had to stay overnight.
And did you?
We caught the last train home.
British Rail. Aren't Miss Ball's boy?
Well, what about you?
Me?
It's your turn to answer.
No comment.
Do you know, I always thought you might marry Mr. Fairclough.
Oh, so you were making a bet at him last night?
I was
Well,
not.
I think you were.
Oh, it's easy.
What is?
Getting fellas to jump through hoops.
Oh, not been my experience.
How did you work that out?
Well, look, they're only after one thing, aren't they? Keep that just out the reach and job's as good as done. Mind you, I suppose you have to be young and attractive as well.
I'm going Rovers before I strangle her.
Very civil of you, sir.
My pleasure, mate. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Procreation, continuation of the species. You ask any African lion.
Or a rabbit.
Don't be filthy.
Well, he started it. In fact, he's made me feel all fruity.
What do you say, Ken?
Yeah, I think I go along with that sentiment, Alf. Although,
What?
well, if the human species were to die out, what would take its place?
Albert Tatlock.
Aha, very funny.
No, seriously.
Well, plants, definitely. I mean, I've got a busy Lizzie at home that's absolutely busting to go.
I'd like to think birds, because they're gentle creatures, aren't they?
Hawk, gentle.
Yeah. I've even seen Robin Redbreast knocking 7 bells out of one another.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, we wouldn't get any peace.
You would with worms. Because I reckon it'd be very hard for one worm to harm another worm.
You know, I always thought it was the expectant father that was supposed to put his hand down.
Pardon, Albert.
You heard.
Did you?
I think I did.
When your Beatty were on way?
That's right.
Well, let's see now. How old will she be now?
Nearly 60.
1916? Bah, heck, Albert, it's a long while since you got your hand down, isn't it?
He's a very sharp bit of rail acting, isn't he?
As I says in crude native wit, yes.
Do you think he's a good husband?
Well, with so little talent for it, it can't be easy. I think he tries.
I always wanted a baby, you know.
Did you, dear?
Been a comfort to me now, and half a dozen would be more comfort still.
Not necessarily, Mrs. Coulter.
Oh, I'm in chair, love. Look at it.
Oh, thanks, Alf. Vodka and tonic, please.
You all right?
How are we?
Oh, all right. As if you cared.
Well, I've got to make polite conversation, love. It's part of the job. Where's First Love? It's funny you should ask. Why? Because I don't know.
You do your job rotten.
Sorry.
Al, cheers.
Cheers, love.
As a matter of fact, he's been behaving rather funny. Funny? You didn't do out to him last night, did you? Like blowing down his ear? How do you mean, funny? Well, he's got Hilda's spring cleaning for him and he's washing sheets. Sheets? I know. I don't know about you, but I've still got a rash from that sludge brown army blanket of his. Sheets? Yeah, you know, the square and made of cotton. I wonder. What? No, can't be. You're wondering if he might just be refurbishing the nest for a chick what might just look like you?
Well, you never can tell.
Well, here's somebody who might just be able to disappoint you.
Right, where's my beer? It's a bit flat, Cock. Don't mind, I need it. I'll have a pie too on Fled Pan over there.
Any wiser? Very close, spring cleaning and all that.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, come on, tell. Sorry, I've been sworn to secrecy.
What's this?
But I can tell my wonderful husband.
Yes. Have you got it down? Here, Yes.
Never.
Well, 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 well.
One.
Who? Oh, come on, don't be so damn daft.
Sorry, my lips are sealed.
Right.
Well, come on now. What are you all having, as long as it's not spirits?
Why, Albert, this is a surprise.
Look, I'm not having a young whippersnapper like you saying I never put my hand down, even if I can't afford it.
Well, it is well known you sleep on a pile of negotiable securities. I'll have a pint.
Half, please, Mr. Tatlock. Same here.
That'll be another pint and 2 halves.
Hey, what's going to Albert?
Raymond shamed him into treating him like everybody else has been doing.
Hey, Raymonda, why is everybody treating you? Not your birthday, is it?
Well, I don't like to say.
He's going to be a father, isn't he?
Is he now? Deirdre, your lips still sealed regarding Len? Sorry. Well, mine aren't, darling. She's not expecting. She told me herself this morning.
I'll get them in, Bet. It's time I stood my corner.
Well, I've made the bed.
Oh, thank you very much, Hilda, love.
You know, I've been thinking.
Oh?
Well, if you'd like me to do this on a sort of permanent basis, you know, say a quick dash down once a week, I might just be able to fit it in.
No, I don't think you need to do that, love.
Well, stop it getting in the same state again.
Well, I won't give you the chance.
Still, I suppose she'll be doing it, won't she?
Who?
Clearing up.
Who?
There you've got moving in.
Kabin.
You know, there's just one thing I don't understand.
What?
Well, why are you putting her in the back bedroom when she's your, well, you know.
I'm glad you asked me that. She works funny hours. You see, she's a long-distance lorry driver.
All right, be like that. I don't care who your popsy is. It's bound to be sordid any road, like any relationship was not sanctified by marriage, like me and Stan's. Ena Sharples. Bye, Elsie, you're home.
Hello, Lynn.
Well, don't just stand there. Come in. Have we got a Mrs. E. Wood living here?
Eh? Oh, probably another of your concubines. What? Howard, you daft nit.
Well, it says E. Wood on there.
And I spelt it out to that little kid in the office. Either she was too busy showing a new engagement ring to a pal across the aisle to notice.
Hey, while you're still married to him, don't you still use his initial?
His name I am stuck with. His initial I am not. Mind you, they could have called me Shufflebottom if they'd have given me the job.
Well, no joy.
Old mates. What do you expect from old mates, except that we are fully staffed at this present moment in time. Just when you desperately need a job at this present moment in time.
Don't get all bitter and twisted. Not all old mates are like that.
I know. You gave me your roof over my head when I needed it most, and no questions asked. And don't think I'm not grateful. Mind you, I would have done the same for you, and you know it.
You have.
Yeah.
What's all this about no questions asked? I've asked you lots of questions.
Oh, well, only them as you knew you'd get the answer to.
Perhaps I'm a little bit more diplomatic than most round here.
Well, Mrs. Sharples, we was just talking about you.
So you're back, then?
Would you believe it if I told you I was homesick?
No.
You have a nice time in St. Anne's?
Ooh, the wind was bitter. Chilled you to the bone, it did. So what happened? Finally got fed up with you and chucked you out into the street, did he?
Cocoa beans. Who wants legs like cocoa beans? Why don't you sell stockings?
What do you think them are?
Tights.
Oh, stockings.
Sort you wear with a suspender belt. Sexy. They're dead in.
So a paper boiler suit and ethnic jumpers, but I don't sell them either.
Don't you want to be a trendy pioneer?
If I were Lady Woolworth, love, I would have the room to be a trendy pioneer. In here, I've just about room for a rack of tights, and I don't reckon to be Mrs. Kabin much longer either.
What's up?
Nout.
What's ethnic?
I've no idea, but it's in fashion. Anything else?
No! Are you always such a little ray of sunshine, or is today exceptional?
Honestly, you get paid threepence a week, and they want jokes with it.
Well, fair dues, Chuck. I mean, with you, they usually get jokes with it.
Hey, what is up? I don't know. Yeah, I do. I reckon I've opened my big trap once too often.
Upset somebody, have you?
Only myself, in the long run, as per usual.
Is Elsie coming back?
Clever lady.
I don't think there's anything between them these days. Well, not like that.
Who?
Her and Len.
Oh, I see. No, I don't suppose there is.
So what's worrying you?
Well, he may still not fancy her, but he's still thick as thieves with her, isn't he? Enough to come charging to her rescue when she's in trouble.
Well, they do go back a long way, you know.
Aye, further than me and him. So, if she does need a job and a place to live, which I gather she does, who's going to get preference, eh?
This place?
Well, it is his shop and his flat upstairs.
Oh, look, he'd never chuck you out.
Oh, I don't know. Seeing as how I suggested to the week that I shouldn't work for him and live on premises.
Rita, you never. Now, why?
I don't know. I can't quite remember now. I think I'm feeling a bit fed up at times.
Well, Len? Now she turns up.
I know. Larger than life and twice as flaming cheeky. So where does that leave me?
You know, if anybody else but you'd have said that, I'd have thumped him round the ear hole.
But you make an exception because I'm an old woman.
No, love. Because I admire your cheek.
Well, some things have to stay the same in this shifting world.
Well, apart from you and the Rock of Gibraltar, I can't think of much else.
Well, you haven't.
What? Stay the same?
You're showing your age.
Oh, well, you know what they say. Every wrinkle tells a story.
Some of yours write an old book.
Well, at least I've done a bit of living.
Yeah, loose living.
Well, I like that. Here I am, sitting here in my Gansey without me polyfiller on, thinking I look like everybody's idea of a sweet old granny.
Sweet? Never. You're as tough as old boots and will be till they shut the lid on you.
Ooh, it's nice to be back.
Making trouble, as per usual.
Trouble? Who for?
Len Fairclough.
Oh, apart from having to put an extra tea bag in the teapot.
Have you thought about what some of his friends on the council might say if they knew he was living with a married woman?
Mrs. Mrs. Sharples, I'm not living with him.
You're sharing the same roof and you are unchaperoned.
This is 1976, Mrs. Sharples.
And this is round here, Mrs. Howard, where some folk haven't turned their back on right and wrong.
I knew there was something missing from here.
Yeah?
A dishwasher. I could have got one for 160 quid.
You could get a wife for less.
Stop proposing to me. You're a married woman.
Who's proposing? I'm only trying to get you fixed up, that's all.
Fixed up or fixed?
How about Rita?
How about Rita?
Oh, she'd have you like a shot.
She'd like to have me shot. Nah, she's got everything she wants. Her independence, her security.
Well, she has now. I've moved round to Betty's place.
That was never threatened.
Now, look, if Ken won't shift, you won't have me, and I've nowhere else to go. I don't suppose the cabin flat ever crossed your mind.
Yeah, it crossed me mind and it crossed right out again. What kind of a bum do you two birds think I am, anyway?
So she was worried.
Of course she was. Times is hard.
Oh, you're telling me, one of the vast army of the unemployed, about to move into a grotty flat round by the corner shop any minute now?
You're an ungrateful cow.
Oh, no, I'm not. Just honest. Whatever happened to sexy Elsie was going to move into a mink-lined penthouse.
Or jail.
Oh, Tar.
It was always on the cards, you know, for someone who doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah, well, whatever happened to her?
At the moment, she's scraping burnt egg off my frying pan.
Ask a silly question.
Ah, that's today. Tomorrow, who knows?
Oh, yeah. Charlie Claw might ring me up and ask me to take charge of Harrods.
There must be enough dust in here to sew a bag of potatoes.
Not there, you critics. Everybody be bumping into it the old time.
You have them in the middle, Mrs. Sharples, not shoved up against the wall like in olden days.
It's also as though we used to wear crinolines.
Mind your legs up.
Do you know, what you really want is a nice matching pair facing each other in front of the fireplace.
Look, she'll be only too glad to have something to put her bottom on. Never mind you in your matching pair. Beggars can't be choosers.
She's enjoying this.
Look, as long as we get it respectable for when she moves in, she can fiddle about with the things the way she wants them, all in her own good time.
Well, where is she anyway? She should be here helping us up this stuff about.
Trish, don't you like helping folk? Don't it make you feel all warm and good and glowing inside?
No, it doesn't. All it does is give me flipping backache.
You'll be old yourself one day.
Elsie Howard isn't old.
She is compared to me.
And me.
And what about me? Look, if you ever want something to lend a hand, who's going to do it for you?
What, to move your furniture?
That's right.
I'll get me butler to do it.
I better get round there and give him a helping hand.
Yeah, I'll be all right there. You'll be as snug as a bug in a rug when you get things sorted out.
You'd say that if I was moving into a dustbin as long as you got sure of me.
Now, you know I love having you here.
Oh, yeah, like a special offer in a supermarket for a limited period only.
Well, it couldn't go on forever.
No, nothing can.
Hey, glad I've caught you.
Yeah, well, I was just round to run up the flag in my new abode.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Aha, news travels fast round here still, doesn't it?
Good news does.
Well, is it good news?
I think so.
For who?
You, Chuck.
Oh, well, I'll let you know. I mean, I'll have to be in a few days before I settle. You know, I might not settle there.
Oh, you will. Then when you get a job.
Ah, yes, well, now that's another of my problems.
Still no luck. Nobody been queuing up for you.
A choice is a bit limited because Elsie wants to stick to the trade she knows, fashion trade.
Oh, well, that's where your friendly neighbourhood newsagent can help. Hot off the press. Now, I was just scanning through this, you know, short of something better to do, when this leapt out at me.
Experienced sales, small fashion shop, urgent required, telephone, and it's local. Hey, you get round there quick, darling. Could be the answer to your prayers.
Not just mine.
What? I said you're gonna be late.
Right. Well, how do I look?
All right.
All right. Is that all?
What do you expect me to say, for Pete's sake?
Well, you could say I look gorgeous.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you for noticing.
All right, come in, wipe your feet.
Oh, but you want to come into these little palaces?
You should have seen it before I arrived.
Oh, don't tell me, I can't bear to think about it. Anyway, talking about palaces, the shop will be ready for you this afternoon.
Ah, ain't she lovely? You know, that's what I missed. These warm-hearted Lancashire folks that smile at you before they kick you in the teeth.
Who's what? You won yourself?
I know, that's how I know. Joking apart, love. What with you getting me the digs and Rita getting me the job, mind you, I haven't got it yet, but it was nice of her to bother. I have to say thanks.
Any road, lovey. We're all girls together. Aren't we, Len?
Len, do you mind?
Pardon?
I said, do you mind? This is dangerous where food is.
There ain't any food in here.
There is next door.
I'm not spraying next door.
Do you know, the way they talk about us youngsters, have you got no sense of responsibility?
Oh, all right, little madam, isn't she?
She also happens to be right. If you say so.
Why she say so? Why not if I say so?
Oh, shut up.
Do you know they put us in charge of the shop and then they won't let us look after it?
My God, wind you up and you can't stop, can you?
Oh, now what's on fire?
Mr. Barlow, I've just found him. Oh, covered in blood.
Oh, what?
Covered in blood. He's had an accident at summer, lying in his house on the floor with blood all over him.
Well, you've not left him lying there, have you?
No, I got Mr. Fairclough. He's looking after him. Oh, covered in blood he
Look,
was.
what sort of an accident has he had?
I don't know. Said he slipped.
Morning, madam.
Oh, I'm not a madam, really, love. I've come after the job. Mrs. Howard.
Oh, yes. Would you wait a minute, please?
Yes.
But I tell you, I was there when she said it. If they're having a BMW, we're having a BMW.
Mrs. Matthews?
A week later, it was in the garage. £6,900.
Never.
My dear, they're made of money. Ask Alison. The next time you see Alison, you ask her. Yes, Kim.
Mrs. Howard's here, Mrs. Matthews.
Oh, ask her to wait, will you? If you get a chance, get yourself invited to one of her coffee mornings. Oh, my dear, they've got everything. Gold-plated taps, the lot.
Oh, would you mind waiting a moment, Mrs. Howard? She won't be very long.
Is that what she said?
Well...
Oh, it's all right, love. I'm used to waiting.
Heavens above, look at the time. I must get off.
Oh, must you? It's such a long time since we had a chat.
No, I really must. I'll see you Friday.
What are you wearing?
I thought I'd wear the tiger print.
Lovely, they've all seen that. You wore it at the Midland.
Oh, I did, didn't I? I'll wear the green chiffon then.
Give me a ring before you decide.
Right, I will.
Are you sure you've got to dash off? I could soon make a cup of coffee.
Really? I'll ring you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, Mrs.
That's right.
It's about the job, isn't it? First sale?
Yes, you did tell me to come at 3.
Yes, of course I did. Would you come this way?
Yes.
Now, Mrs. Howard, I did suggest you might save a little time by jotting down your previous appointments.
Oh, yes, I've... Here.
Thank you. I've been busy, haven't you?
Well, you could say that, yes.
Oh, I know Miami modes very well. Let me see. Better dress department. That would be Mrs. Crozier, wouldn't it?
Mrs. Dumbarton.
Yes, of course. Mrs. Dumbarton. Lady Croupier. Laundrette manageress, manageress of a flower shop, hairdressing salon, rep for Charm Cosmetics, demonstrator, mail order supervisor. Very impressive. Let's talk about the business, shall we, Mrs. Howard?
I'm ready when you are.
By the way, I take it you do have references.
Yes, I've got them here as well.
Thank you. In spite of the wide variety of your working life, you don't seem to have any experience of lingerie.
Oh, yes, I have, actually, but I just didn't put it down. I always helped out in the lingerie department in Miami Modes, and I do know the ins and outs of the trains, and we did a bit of it at Mark Britton, you know.
A paragon of all the virtues, aren't you, Mrs. Howard?
Oh, well, none of us can say that.
As you may have gathered, or perhaps you haven't, the job is more managerial than first sales. I expect the successful applicants take a great deal of responsibility. Other interests in and around the town do take me away from here a great deal.
I see.
And I expect whoever is in charge to be in charge in every way. Well, starting salary isn't very high, but then it's based on present turnover, which unfortunately isn't very high either. However, I've worked out a rising scale based on increased sales figures, and perhaps we can go into that later. What I don't want is for you to have any illusions about the job.
Oh, I don't think I've got any of those. Now, as I see it, you would like me to take some of the worry off your shoulders.
Yes.
And increase the trade considerably.
Yes.
For £40 a week.
For a starting wage of £40 a week. Perhaps we'd better go over the scale before we do anything else.